All right, well, hello and welcome back for the third game of week 4 here in the Prism League, as we are set to have the New York Nightmare up against the Arcadia Mages. Hoping for a good series, and based on what we have in terms of results, I believe there's a chance. As you can see, both these teams at 1 and 2. Now, of course, a different path to get there, as New York have lost 2 straight series, while Arcadia won their last one. But same record in the end, nonetheless, as both teams wins. As I didn't change that, as Arcadia actually won in Game 5 against Miami. I'll see if I can update that real quickly, but both these teams' wins did come in 5 games, and then I think outside of that, they average to be the same, but I think Arcadia have looked closer in their losses because, I mean, obviously for, as you're going to see that update right now, there you go. But obviously we have games 1 and there was the sweep against Hanoi for Arcadia, but realistically, those games were somewhat close, especially for against a team like Hanoi. And then, of course, there was the roster swap, but then you still see that Game 5 come out, and then you still see now after the change, which was before the Miami series, you then, no, it would not, T-Mac. Then you end up seeing that win come through. As we then can look to our weekly schedule, as we have 2 sweeps so far, hoping for a closer one. But again, we'll have to see, as 3 games left to be played. All should be pretty interesting, as we can look over at our standings finally. 2 teams sitting up at 4-0, Chicago waiting to see if they can join them. Then Santa Carla alone in their record for now, but will likely, or at least quite possibly, end up even with someone by the week's end. Then we have these 2 trying to climb instead of falling down to where Havana wait, and Miami trying to also avoid falling to Steinhatchee. Looking at our stats for these players, Jared and Koa are your key players, but it's actually quite split. Although the team averages are better for Arcadia, which I think makes sense, because I think, as I said, first of all, I think they've played their games better. And then, at the same time, their win was more recent, which at least I feel like could mean that their stats are more positively skewed right now, because they climbed after that win, rather than falling from losses. But end of the day, they've played like the exact same number of games pretty much. So, of course, Chance not spending his whole season with this team, just got traded to them before last week. And I don't know, I think he did play in that series that they won. I can look, but yeah, his stats changed. So he did, as we did have Arcadia's full roster. Meanwhile, Nate did not play last week. And so New York ended up using a PFA in that one. The other 2 were there, of course. And so I'm interested in this one, as we do have 1 team in, just waiting on the other. But at least for the moment, I am, again, very interested in how this series would go. I feel like Arcadia have played a good game. They've played a good season. But I am believing in the potential of New York, especially because their roster would be here. And Code, always an impact player. You know his mechanics. You know what he can do if you give him time. Nate, I think, has kind of been the forefront player for this roster, who's just kind of been everywhere. And then Jared, you can see, getting that key player role. Obviously, it's through a lot of ties, a lot of low stats all around, but he has still been where he needs to be. He has hit some shots, and he's gaming. Now, I do notice Jared should not still be leading in shot percentage. That is not, in fact, tied. And so let me, again, get that taken off. And then there you go. That will now be gone. But still, it would be tied 3-3. I might swap it over to Nate, but honestly, I'm down to leave it with Jared because Jared, again, I don't think he is the best player on the field, but I think he is not only holding his own, but he's being an impact player. That, as I said, he's where he needs to be. He's making good plays, and he's really being impactful for this team's success, at least the success that they've had. So, yeah, I am squarely pretty interested. Because again, we are just waiting. For the other side with the Mages, obviously started the season with Matt before they swapped him over to Calgary. And interestingly, you'd expect Matt, especially, of course, I mean, you look at the salary, you look at past seasons, all of that, you'd expect him to be popping off, but he really played a facilitator role on this team. And I think, of course, that's part of why they struggled, is because then their best player still isn't taking the lead, which is just a play style thing, but that'll still limit your team. And so then you see Anomaly and Koa still getting some great stats out of those first few weeks. And then now bringing in Chance. Haven't gotten to see them play much, but I'm still interested in that. Because again, Anomaly and Koa were looking pretty good when they had Matt as a facilitator. But what happens when they plug in someone like Chance, who's more aggressive and can be more of that first man? You'd think it could definitely bring the speed of the entire team up quite a bit. Okay, bringing the YouTube back in. I'm not sure where exactly I'm going to cut it, how long into it, probably when I start to go off track, but essentially we were just waiting because we had one team and the other was not there. But now we do finally have a roster for our other team, and so we're good to jump into this one. And so we are going to have a one-day substitution, as the Mages do not have Anomaly, so they're going to pull up Koala to fill the roster spot instead. And so that's certainly going to switch the favorite into New York, or at least further towards New York. But we'll see how the series goes. It's Code on it early, looking for a musty, and there's goal number 1. Early start here. Code just going to slow it down, get the reset, musty it on through. Koala not able to reach it, as they really had to put Koa and Koala on a team, but it's fine. This one now controlled by Code. I have a feeling we're going to see him with a lot of control in this series, but the question will be if Arcadia can shut him down. As Jared tries to play this one across, it's Nate up next. Koala cuts it off, down towards the net. Code will dive back and play it wide. Code now trying to get up, but Koa's there. He'll get the 50 down. Jared trying to collect. Chance diving in. He'll dunk it forward. Nate will play it off the side again. Koala trying to keep the pressure on. A bit awkward on the first touch, but now Code gets demoed, and Code will get over one. Code back on it. Off the back wall. The double would have been wide, but Koala gets a touch to ensure there's no follow. Nate now that flick ends up with Koa. He'll get it down into the corner. Jared will get it by him. Code will get demoed, but it's still New York breaking out. Jared doesn't have boost, though, and so eventually Arcadia will find another response. Koa up in the air looking for a 50. Nate will knock it back down. It's a low boost for the orange team. Koala will try to get it down. Koa now pops it up off the back wall, but Jared is there to respond again. As New York have not had to spend a lot of time in the backfield, but when they have been there, they've kind of gotten it away without giving up a shot. And so as we're 1 minute and 30 seconds into this game, still only that 1-0 on the scoreboard. And it feels like Arcadia have done a decent job of playing out this game, but need to find more offenses. That panic surely won't help. Code is lurking, but the dunk wasn't strong enough, and Koa is able to sweep it away. Nate now playing it across again. Chance over towards the side. Played out off the corner. Koala trying to get it forward. That's towards the net, but Nate dives back and parries it away. Koa now trying to recenter. Jared a little bit awkward. It's Chance diving in. Dunked away for now. Koa to Koala, but the shot is weak, and Jared's there again. Koa for a third. This time caught by Nate. trying to slow it down. He'll flick over one. He'll 50 by a second. Now bouncing down. Jared forward. Koala to the back wall once again. Now dropping down. Code off the back wall. It'll fall down. Chance over off the left side now. 50 forward. That is on, but Jared's there to catch it away. 2:15 left to play here. Arcadia have had a good few, honestly, kind of scary shots as of late, but none that have been able to break through. And so for now, the lead remains with New York. As Koala won't be able to reach that one. Chance tries, but it'll end up wide on a tough angle. Now around the outside again, Jared lets that one go. Nate bangs it forward. Koa out to the right wall. Nate pops it right back up in the air. Now Chance around. Controlled by Code. Code in the air. Reset. Jared is there. Koala gets himself behind it. Chance now off the right wall again. He'll double it to the back wall. Nate now following it up. Up in the air, trying to play it in. Koa can't reach it. A couple bumps come through. It's 2-0 New York. Nate just pops it forward, stays behind it, and then his team does the work for him. The one goalie is cleared. And so it is a 2-goal nightmare lead with 90 seconds left to play. And it's starting to look like desperation time for Arcadia because they have not been able to score yet. And they need to find a couple quickly if they want to win this first game. Jared now not quite bumped there. He'll look for another 50 and he'll manage to pop it up in the air. Koala already up, drops to the corner. Koa trying to get in the way, but not able to do much. Nate now going to get removed from it. Now cleared downfield again. Towards the back wall. Now over to the side. Code, another one cleared out. Koala waiting under it. Nate has a shot, but Chance dives back for it. Nate now not going to connect as Chance tries to catch, but he's out of boost. The 50 will beat one. Almost gets through him, but Nate's able to tap it out to the side. By the way, T-Mac, you could have gotten involved. You didn't need to get Koala. You could have jumped in there. This one up in the air again. Koa trying to play it over to the right side. Now Nate in the air. That's fair. Koala over off the right wall again. Just pointing out, the possibility is there for our 3, I believe, non-playing managers. They can take it into their own hands. And now it's called up again. Nate trying to take control. Will just slow play the 50. He'll force it away. And so as the time runs down, Arcadia fight. They get a couple shots, but in the end, the game will head over to the blue team as New York strike first. We'll take a look at the shooting as it's pretty even. Just a 1 advantage, 7-6 in favor of New York. But of course, the threat will favor them a lot more than that. As Arcadia, we said it, they had a pretty good burst there where they did get a good few shots down and did look like they were just that close to scoring. But even then, most of them were a shot that a player just kind of drove back really fast, got there in time. It wasn't like a well set up play or some crazy pressure or anything like that. It was just looked like they caught them, but nope, someone was there. It was fine, you know? And so, of course, you're in a pretty tough spot here. But honestly, the main thing I want to highlight, Chance was at the bottom of the leaderboard. And I get Koa's had a great season, but I think it's got to be the opposite. I think if you're going to win this game, or this series especially, you got to get Chance cooking. I mean, especially if your criticism is you need more offensive threat, a guy like Chance can get it for you, but he needs to be rolling and you need to be helping him go. As Code tries to center this one across, Nate to the back wall. That's a bad start for Arcadia because New York have first blood again. Nate goes up, follows it, dunks it down over 2 defenders, and it is 1-0, 15 seconds in. A strong, strong start for the Nightmare. As it's just so despairing for Arcadia. You really need... I mean, they need to score the next goal, I think, if they're going to have a chance in this game. Because obviously they have yet to score. And at the same... Like, the series has been pretty close. At least the first game was pretty close. But obviously they haven't scored. And they haven't had that much pressure. And so I worry if they go too long and then give up the next goal, that confidence-wise, they might just not feel like they can score. Or at least it's not realistic they win the game. And so then you kind of see a foot off the gas, and it just kind of rolls into a win for New York. But, of course, we're only 1 minute in, and it is still just that one goal difference for now. As Chance is able to get a good piece of that one. Code now trying to control. He'll dive again. Both two players win. They both lose to 50. Koa now looking for a chance, but it's too far on, and Code can catch it away. Chance now forced to reset all the way back. He will beat one, but use a full tank of boost just to roll it down into the corner. Now a fake by Koa. He'll look for a shot. He'll earn an own goal. It's 1-1. There's the first goal for the Mages. Nate gets faked. Jared, a low boost, has to panic and can only go the wrong way. And so finally, Arcadia get themselves on the board. And now with plenty of time is... Okay, well, it took me a while to notice that. But we are going to have a DC. I now see. And so we're just going to wait. No one said anything, and then I saw it in the top left, and I'm like, oh, hey, there you go. So hopefully this won't be too long, and we won't need to cut things up too much. But I think I don't know how to play this, like how to describe, is we do have everyone back in. And so I'll make sure we're good, then we'll jump back in. I think it is a better game for Arcadia. Especially, obviously, given the fact that they have a goal and the game is tied. But at the same time, it's also looked more... Like, it's looked worse, kind of, in terms of field pressure. That New York obviously got that first goal pretty early and pretty easily. And then for a long stretch of gameplay, it felt quite likely that they should just score that next goal. And, of course, it doesn't end up happening, which is really important for the Mages, but still doesn't bode well if you are the underdog and it feels like you already need more offense and then you're giving so much up. As there's just another look that Jared makes them all panic. None of them really get much on it. And then Koala, of course, left alone. Nothing he can do. Code hits it by him. And New York just take the lead right back. And so with just over half the game left to go, the pressure is right back on for Arcadia. And of course, they did get that last goal, but it kind of almost felt, I don't want to say not earned, but it felt fluky. That you had Koa diving, able to fake out a defender, and then the second one just not back, gets faked, and has to play it into his own net. As the other problem, they're just not able to stop New York very much. His chances left alone, he just gets dusted at midfield trying to be aggressive. And then it's just an open net essentially for Nate. Rolls it through, and it's 3-1 now. A 2-goal lead with half the game still left to go. And again, you wonder just how does it feel like Arcadia are that almost like desperate and over-aggressive, and yet they aren't getting anything on offense out of it. As Koala trying to pop this one away. We'll get one light touch as now Koa gets beat to the follow. Jared trying to bang it in. Well read by Chance, but the touch isn't fantastic. That second one is better, but it's still controlled by Nate. Nate with the reset. Won't get it. He'll have to drop back down as he'll pass it across. Code just barely beat by Koala. Koala now not able to get back to that one as Koa will bang it up off the bar. Nate trying to slow it down, still following it up. He'll make it awkward and he'll get over Chance. Koala now trying to take his time, but Nate won't give it to him. Two in the air again. They both get beat. Chance will make the save, but the pressure's still on. Code trying to bounce it out. Chance another strong 50 trying to force this one away. Chance will center. Jared will clear. Koala's left alone. 3 Nightmare players rushing in. That touch will at least buy some time though, and Koala does fantastic to make sure this team doesn't get scored on, although the pressure resets. It's Nate to catch it down. No one can clear it away. It looked like they were out, but they all push way too far down. And it's an easy enough goal for New York. It is 4-1. 1 minute left to go. It is a 3-goal lead. And it kind of just looks all but over here. As of course we'll see. Koala tries to play it away. Chance now 50 over to the left wall. Nate staying with this one, looking for the cut, just trying to fake, but Chance gets a piece of it. Chance now dropping it down. Koala even on a 50. Koa in the air, dunked by Code. Dropping back down, bump comes through. Chance trying to get it away, Nate's already there. Nate down, Jared fakes it, Nate is there. It's 5-1. New York have opened the floodgates, and they have not looked back. Nate with a hat trick in game number 2. And it's a 4-goal advantage that I don't think is disappearing anytime soon for the Nightmare. Chance now trying to pop it up. Arcadia just looking for anything back, and they're gonna get it. Chance will find Koa, and it's a 5-2 game. Technically possible. I'd be amiss to not say that, but I'd be even more amiss to not say it really shouldn't and almost certainly won't happen. As Koala does win a 50, but Jared just trying to slow play it. He'll waste away some of the clock. Dunked though by Chance, although Chance's jump not going to be able to get him back to it. Code's just going to waste so much more time. And so, as the ball remains stuck deep in the Arcadia half, they may break out, but they will not get 3 goals back. The first game was close. This one was a lot less so. And New York will get one more as they make their way to match point. 6-2 in the end. That'll give them a Barca on the series. And it's looking pretty easy as they're coasting their way to what looks like a series win right here. You can see outshooting them 10-3 and outscoring them 6-2. So the first game quite close, quite similar in terms of pressure. Yeah, this one not. Just certainly not. New York looked better, and they got the win. And that's kind of what I echoed during the pause, you know? It was obviously a good thing for Arcadia, able to get that goal on the board, able to fight back, but the pressure just felt so far against them. And then as the game went on, they eventually did give the lead back over to New York. And then again, that pressure continued to build, and it just became that much more oppressive. As we move on now to game number 3, New York 1 game away from a sweep, but will they close it out? Or will Arcadia keep the series moving? Only one way to find out as we load in for game number 3 in Urban Central. Koa racing onto this one, has a full tank, looking for a 50, but he can't force it through Nate. Jared now trying to play it down. Nate lurking under. That touch takes it away from him. The shot's almost there, but Chance now in an Octane is able to get that play. Koa now just trying to bang another shot. Jared gets back in time. He is dunked, but it's just over to the side wall. Koa trying to play it out from there as now Nate finds it. Code will get it away again. Koa off the left wall. Jared to bounce it away. Chance is there. No power on it. Now Jared trying to flick it up again. Code downfield. He'll put it wide. Is there an opportunity? No. Stays too high. And eventually Arcadia will get that one away. Bouncing up in the air again, though. Jared just looking for a bang downfield. Nate there, double wide. They gave him the chance, but a bit too tough of an angle. And this game will stay scoreless. And now it's popped out again. Koa waiting under it. Pop up to the back wall. Jared gets it away. Down the sideline again. Nate trying to pop it up. Now Koa down into the corner. Chance trying to center it out. Now pinched across. Koala is there. 50 is blocked. Jared still waiting under it, looking for the dribble. Cuts around one. Flicks past another. And it's open for Nate. Jared dices the defense. And Nate secures the goal. I don't know why Automod didn't like that message. I don't know why, but sure. Like, I have a vague idea, but even then, no. I don't know. As Nate does it again. Okay. Pretty much right off kickoff, Nate just pops up. Tries to get a flip. Does get it. Doesn't hit the ball again. It didn't matter. And it's 2-0. I mean, I guess just the aura around the fake was enough. As this one centers out, Chance waiting on it, bang into the corner, looking for a read, won't quite have it. Now Chance, a big bump, almost forces a second own goal. But this time it hits off the post. Now down the sideline again. Dropping it down, Code is there, it's 3-0. See, but like Automod doesn't care about that one, you know? It's a bit odd. As Code adds on, and New York are running away with it again in game number 3. And it's looking more and more likely that this game and this series have reached their end. This one pass across, Koala will try. Code gets the 50 away. Now Code trying to center it down. Nate pop forward. Jared on it. 50'd away by Chance. Chance, though, can't get the read. And it's out to the corner again. That double makes it awkward for Arcadia as Jared tries to catch, but he can't get it on top of his car, so he'll have to play a 50, and Koa will win out there. Koa now downfield. Pop right back up. Chance down off the back wall. Double will just bounce away without harm. Now Koa trying to center it. Koala lurking, but he can't get a shot. And Nate will take it away. Chance throw the dunk back in. Code trying to get it down. He will get a shot. He will get a goal. 2 for Nate, 2 for Code, 4 for the Nightmare. And with 2 minutes left to go, it is looking like it's all New York. Now up in the air again, though. Cohen not quite able to get a piece of it. Nate trying to take control, gets another reset, but Koala's able to get a piece of it. Now in the air, Code trying to catch this one down. Leaving it off. Chance will get the catch. He'll flick it downfield. Now into the corner. Jared trying to get it away. Chance to drop down. Koala up off the corner. 50 down. Koa trying to center it, but there's no shot at all. Even when the defense makes their mistakes, there's nothing to punish them, as there are 90 seconds left to go, and Arcadia just can't say anything in this game. Bouncing out again, Code trying to 50 it over to the side. Jared dropping it down. Koala, that's a long shot, and he has a Prism goal. I'd say not all too likely to matter to the result, but hey, it's a goal on the board. As they will not get shut out in this one. And the lead's still 3, but hey, 3 is in fact less than 4. Now down towards the back wall again. Code is able to play it over to the other side. How quick the chat changes. Now bouncing back down. Chance is on it. Chance will score. Okay. It's still a long shot, but it's starting to get a whole lot closer. as Koa maybe plays a bit of disruption, and Code left without boost, not able to get to that one. 1 minute, not a plethora of time, but definitely enough. As Arcadia start to build up some momentum here. Now a center attempt. Nate, though, a good clear. That'll leave Koala alone. His touch is wayward. Nate won't score. Can he set a teammate up? No, no one's near enough. Code now trying to recenter as well. If nothing else, they're burning away at that clock. Koala wins out on the 50. Now 30 seconds left to go. He'll have to leave it as Koa will pick it up, but Nate already there. Nate through the air. He tries to secure it, but it's 50 high. Either way, though, of course, only 20 seconds. Already 2/3 of that time bank whittled away. And it's starting to look just too far gone for Arcadia. They put up a little bit of fight by the end, but it will not be enough again. They will go down 3-0, and New York are right back to a 500 record as they improve to 2-2. We'll see if we see another last-second goal. We will not. The crossbar decides it doesn't like Nate on that occasion. But of course, it doesn't affect the result. Only a little bit of goal diff, as it's going to be a 3-0 sweep for our blue team. And just a pretty good win for New York, I'll say. Obviously, we'll see if we can get an interview in with them. But, yeah, I mean, pretty good game. Obviously, we're favorites, especially with the Koala sub in, but if you're favorites, you show up, you do the job, you win the game. And that is exactly what we saw. As we are going to see if we have an interview. And then we are. And so we will be back in just one moment. And we are back with New York. A pretty clean 3-0 sweep. How's it feel to be 2-2?
Wait, we're 2-2?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it feels pretty damn good, doggo. I know May just needed to use a 1 day. Koala did great. You know, he scored that banger in the third game. But you know what? We showed our game diff. We had our fans in the chat, and we're ready to take it next week.
Absolutely. Now, I have to assume you guys just felt like you were favorites for this series and just kind of went out and did it.
Anything, guys?
I mean, Nate, you
Nate
got your
got it.
fans. You got say something for the fans at least.
I appreciate my cheerleaders. You know, they're the reason why I'm here, chat.
Love the glaze.
He's talking to all of you individually, by the way.
It was
we need
pretty
like
fun
cheerleader
relaying.
bots.
It was fun relaying what they were saying in real time to my guys. It was definitely a morale booster. So Nate was hearing everything you guys were typing, so you guys were good. You know what, doggo? I think this kind of week was a chalk, you know, obviously the 1 day. But for me, at least as a pixel manager slash pixel player who has a Prism team, I'm now 2 for 2 against pixel managed teams in Prism. So I beat Cozy, now I beat T-Mac. The goal is to at least beat the pixel managers, because for me, that's a little bit better, because we all have compensation picks, you know? So Nate, Code, and even Jared, we all did great. And you know what? I think they did well. So that's all I can hope for as a manager.
Of course. And you guys have a little bit of a gauntlet coming up, as next week you guys are set to play against Calgary. How do you feel about that matchup?
What, Vice? Psh, easy diff.
It was scripted.
Okay.
Who's on his team again? It's him, Matt, and Remy?
Yep.
Yeah, the scripted team.
Yeah, the scripted team that, you know, all diverted from their teams just to get on this one man's on case, you know. So I think we'll do fine, you know, as long as all our guys come, because, I mean, at this point, everyone's pretty much missed the match for my team as well. So the goal is to get there. And then goal 2 is to show up, and you know what? Maybe we'll surprise some people.
Fair. The chat's now calling for you to give Nate a raise, Pitt. Yeah, I don't know. Are you able to do that or?
I'm actually gonna take more money from him.
Okay.
That way, he's incentivized to show up.
Nate, how's it feel to be poor?
Feels great.
Nice.
He didn't hit enough clips tonight. I'm not gonna lie. He missed one in the 3rd game, so
did get his double.
You know what? Maybe no food tonight either.
Okay.
Because he's a dog.
Okay. Sure, why not? Well, I guess that's about all I have for you guys. So congratulations on the win and good luck next week.
All right, till then.
My butt was hurting that game.
Of course. All right, and that will do it for tonight's, or this evening rather's, game. This is, at least as of now, the only one we have scheduled for today. So again, thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all the Nate cheerleaders and fans and all others. As of now, we do have 3 games scheduled for tomorrow, so it'll be a busy night with games at 8, 9, and 10 p.m. We hope to see you back then. But your final score here, one last time. New York look clean. They get 3. Arcadia get 0. And so we'll see you back tomorrow night for more Week 4 action.